long.
Yay, Happy Mike is back.
I was thinking, yeah.
Have not detected any lies. Have only detected a little bit of sarcasm, but that's it.
Oh, there's more coming, trust me. Especially if the delegation gets
Stick
here.
around.
I might end up telling Nino Barrows to go pound sand.
You're live, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he doesn't care.
Just so you know. Just so you know. Not,
We've all made the pack.
Yes, we
We're
have.
now 2 years from now.
are we live?
Yes.
All right, good morning, everybody.
10:01.
It's
Hi, everybody.
5 minutes, it's about 5 after 10. We're
No,
running a
it's
little late.
10:01.
10:01, according to Ed. We're running a little late here. This is mostly a work session to go over the budget before the delegation gets here. Melissa's running a little late because she had a computer problem this morning. But she will be here shortly, so stay tuned, go grab another cup of coffee, and we'll begin when she gets here.
Are we recessing?
Might as well.
I guess we can recess
Oh, okay.
till call the chair.
Unless you want to have a conversation with the people.
No, we can recess.
Okay. 10:01.
We should have people call in.
I mean, just the idea of him staring at a camera and just babbling on is scary.
Yeah, right, I'll babble away. I'm not much of a babbler. People say that to me in Moultonborough. They go, you don't say, well, the other night I blew up and they said, you usually don't say much. I go, I don't have to hear myself talk.
10:02.
Like some of the other people I know.
I have to hear yourself talk.
Okay.
No. Work session.
How long have you been married?
10 years.
He still puts up with you?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm in charge of everything.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
So you are a sadomasochist.
Okay.
Okay. 10:15. You're on.
10:15, we are back in session.
Hi, everybody.
And Executive Coordinator Siemens is busily prepared.
She's the EO.
Got it.
We're good. Okay.
What have you got first?
You want to start with line item transfers?
Sure.
Oh, it's the stuff I dream of.
So,
We'll start with whatever we need to start with.
the department heads prepared some line item transfers. There'll obviously be more to close out the end of the year, but here's the RSA if anybody needs a reminder of why we do this. Okay. All right. So, I don't know if you want them one at a time or how you want to. I only made one copy of each, the original, so you can.
Okay, we're back in session.
I think we've been back in session.
We've been back in session.
Okay.
We're going to do line item transfers. We have request 2024-22 from the attorney's office from account 141-23-007-000, salaries administration. And the line item requested amount was $2,728. And it's going to 3 different accounts. 100.4123.028, 061, 065, and 070. And these are for electricity, propane, and travel in the amounts of, and criminal case expenses, in the amounts of $251, $825, $299, and $1,353 for a total of $2,728 into those accounts. Motion to approve. And we have a little, we have the backup here. I'm not going to read it all.
No, let me read it.
You can read it.
Ooh, the Honorable Commission. This person does not know. I move we approve what you just read.
Second, all in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Okay, so we just sign in the middle section. I can get these on to the executive committee today. And this one's for the commissioner's office.
I'll sign the middle section under Commissioner.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
We have request 2024-23 from the commissioners from account 100.4130.003.000 legal in the amount of $4,249 to be transferred to account 100.4130.007.000, 100.4130.011.000. And then the rest of them all start with 100.4130, and it's 013.000, 016.000, 018.000, 0.070000, 0.036000, and 0.067000. And these are salaries for $1,785, short-term disability $126, retirement $152, dental $512, Medicare $72, travel $1,195, office supplies $221, and advertising for $186. Again, for a total of $4,249.
And generally, I can explain that. I'm not quite sure on a couple of them, but the salary-related items are because the administrative assistant is partially charged to this budget, and she went from 35 hours to 40 during the course of the year. And then the electricity and propane, you'll see that across the board.
Right.
Those were under budgeted.
Under budget, yeah.
Shockingly under budget.
And then the advertising, I'm guessing that's probably because we did a little extra this year, including putting the hay out to bid. So we bought some extra advertising we weren't expecting.
I move that we transfer all lines that you have listed off.
Second, all in favor?
Aye. Otherwise, I can't sign this lovely little piece of paper.
And if you want these as a reference as you're going and for the rest of the day, these are as of
It's a heck-
9/11 this morning.
It's a heck of an assumption that we're going to be here the rest of this day.
Okay, at least for your meeting, if you'd like these. You can see the actual as of 2/13
Yep.
column. There's a lot of red as you go through here, line items that are over throughout the course of the year. So that's what we're trying
What do
to
we got?
correct.
Okay.
We're not going to get to all of them today because we'd be here all day, but
Oh, goodness.
we can do what we can today.
Well, that's a mistake.
What are we looking at in red?
So the December 31st actual column,
Oh, yeah.
you
Everything
can
in
see
red
as you
is-
go, that's the line items we're trying to correct, so just for your reference. Okay, so we did 22,
See,
23,
expertise didn't extend that for me.
24. Okay,
Jesus God.
so this one moves some money from the Commissioner's Office and Finance to correct overages in HR.
That's it?
You want to read that? You can read that.
No, you can read it. You're the chairman. You paid for the
The
time.
chairman, yeah, I paid for this. This is request 2024-24. Didn't we just have that? Didn't we have a 20?
No, let's see, you did 22 and 23. Nope.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
I'm mistaken. 2024-24, Human Resources. We have three accounts, 100.4130.003.000 legal in the amount of $5,239. We have 100.4155.017.000 education and conferences for $788. And we have 100.4155.070.000 travel in the amount of $1,038 for a total of $7,065.
Where's the bulk of our travel budget go? Is it county attorney? Is it sheriffs? Is it Melissa?
Well, this particular one is resources. Good question.
I don't need an answer right now. If it's Stoughton, I don't care.
And we're transferring these to accounts. They all start with 100.4155 And the first one's 009.00, that's salaries. 013.000, retirement. 027.000, recruitment retention. 067.000, advertising. And 090.000, department-specific software. And those are the amounts of $2,408, $151, $1,465, $273, and $2,768, for a total of $7,065.
I move to be transferred.
And we have the backup here if anybody would like to look at it. Second, all in favor?
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye.
I said yeah.
Okay, so this one transfers from, you're not gonna wanna read this one out loud, I don't think. There's backup if people are interested, but it's transferring from 24 different lines to make 7 lines whole
Okay.
in the House of Corrections.
We gotta get a better system.
In the interest of expediency,
And your ability to read.
and my ability to read, since we're going to be here all day, it's, this is request 2024-25,
Speak for yourself.
and this is for the Corrections Department. There are multiple lines in the amount of $82,931. And it's pretty much the whole budget line item: overtime, social security, short-term disability, medical, on and on. And again, it's in the amount of $82,931, going into, again, various accounts for administrative salaries, retirement, mental health, supplies, electric and propane, in the amount of $82,931. For the benefit of everybody, this is year-end, for lack of a better word, cleanup.
Clean up.
I think adjustments may be a better word.
Thank you, Ed.
That's very good, Ed.
He must have slept better last night.
Ed is the spirit of the commission.
Yes, he is. He's the conscience of the commission.
And maybe,
That's a strong word for Ed. I approve everything you just read and read. Or I motion that we.
Motion to approve, second, all in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
all right.
There has to be an easier way to do this. Which will probably cost us tons of money.
No, there isn't.
We're done with these, right? Right.
With that one, you just say something.
Oh, that big.
Yes, I'll have this one.
Thanks.
Next up,
Next up is request number 2024-26. It's also for the House of Corrections, but it's only one line. It's borrowing from the Commissioner's budget to cover unanticipated medical costs, inmate medical costs in the jail.
How much?
it's $30,000.
What?
We never really know how much medical costs are going to be because it depends on who we're going to have in, and sometimes the medical costs are above and beyond what we budget. And it is, again, it's request 2024-26. We're taking it from land grants 100.4130.087,000 in the amount of $30,000, transferring it to 142.30.025,000 medical services, again in the amount of $30,000, for a total of $30,000.
Whatever. So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
And the plan is then to encumber that money because the actual year-end bills
Haven't come in.
haven't come in.
Right,
Yep.
that would be correct.
How much money is actually in the inmate medical budget on a normal basis?
$965,226.
That's a lot of money. But then again, medical, not so much.
But it's Write the budgeted number. Is that the budgeted number you just read?
That's the budgeted
Okay.
number that's on here, and I'm assuming it's correct.
Yeah.
Only because I know the fine work you do.
And Ryan and Sherry, amen to them for pulling this
Okay.
off. Okay.
It was a team effort, Mr. Chairman.
Team
I think you
effort.
recognize
It's
the
always
team at Carroll
it's always a
County.
team effort.
Yeah, that's right.
As I said in the Conway Daily Sun, again, kudos to the
That's right, to
staff.
the staff.
Did I use the word kudos?
As you
Yeah,
did.
I don't know, did you?
That's what they
Probably
did. That's what they used.
All right, 2024-2027, sorry, is for the sheriff's department.
What is Dominic up to now?
2024-27, Sheriff's Department, we have coming out of two accounts. They both start with 14211, and one is 073000, vehicle expenses, $2,917. The other one is 078000, generator for $409. And it's going into 14211-04400 and 14211-06500. K-9 expense, propane expense, $2,917, $409, in the amount of $3,326.00. And we have an explanation here from the sheriff explaining why he's doing this. It's a pretty big stack.
Almost there.
I
One more.
move that
Four.
we approve the sheriff's request.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
And this one is also for the sheriff's department. He included the explanation for both of these on the same page, but I copied it twice so you could
All
see.
right.
I'll give it to the melodic tones of Chuck McGee to read out.
Ah, yes, here we go.
In the Velvet Room, high over New York City.
Yes, you're not supposed to be having these.
Okay.
I could be in the gym right now.
All right, request 2024-28 from account 100, 4211-077-000, salaries deputies, in the amount of $14,310. And it's going into 14211-00500, which is overtime, and 14211-013-000, retirement, in the amount of $2,718 and $11,592, for a total of $14,310.
I motion that we approve the sheriff's request as read by you.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
It's number 29. It's for the finance office. It just corrects lines within the office.
How many lines within the office?
A few.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
This is request 2024-29. It's coming out of three accounts, 14150-00100. They're all 14150, and this is 012000 and 099000. For $1,800, $1,200, and $4,527, for a total of $7,527. And it's going into four accounts. They all start with 14150, and it's 00900, 03600, 06100, 06500. Salaries, office supplies, electricity, propane, $5,766, $1,144, $329, $288, for a total of $7,527.
Move we approve.
All in favor? Aye.
To answer your other question, the county attorney's office has the highest travel budget,
Of course they do.
followed by the House of Corrections.
Of course they do.
Just because of transportation,
Yeah.
yes.
All right, this one is from IT.
Okay.
Trying to buy that 1975 Texas Instrument calculator again.
Really?
That calculator with the
Your
owl
voices
on it.
are starting to trail off into quietness, and I can't hear you.
We'll speak up.
Hi,
And
Ed.
all portions of the meeting must be audible.
Must be audible. This is from the IT department, request 2024-30. And it is coming out of account 100-4200-066-000, computer contracts in the amount of $46,180. And it's going into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 accounts. They all start with 100-4200. 00700, 010, 000, 011, 000, 018, 000, 068000, 09700, and 09800. Salaries, social security, short-term disability, Medicare, telephone, internet. New equipment, county-wide contracts in the amount of $8,709, $376, $168, $88, $4,224, $22,449, and $10,166 for a total of $46,180.
I move we approve said request.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
And lastly,
Last but not least,
this corrects the electricity and propane lines in the commissioner's budget.
I know this process relies on signatures mostly, but since there's only 2 commissioners here, I would just make sure I hear you audibly say affirmative. Thank you.
we shall do that.
You need to run for this office.
I keep waiting.
And lastly, we have request 2024-31. It's from the Commissioner's Department.
I move we approve.
It's, not yet, Harold. It comes from line 14130, 00300, legal, in the amount of $617, and it's going into 14130, 06100, and 06500, electricity and propane, 329 and 228, for a total of $617.
I move we
Now.
approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. The next thing I have is the agreement with Stratford County for housing their inmates here. You guys did sign this previously, but then Stratford signed a separate one, so if you could both sign the same one, that would be helpful. So this is the Stratford signed one.
We're re-signing something we already signed because Stratford signed it.
'Cause they
Yeah, we
signed
went
a
through this.
blank
This
one,
is
you
for the
signed a blank
$50
one. I
and
need
this
people to
is-
sign the same one.
This is the $50 a day. What happened to the first one?
I shredded it.
Okay.
Thank you. So hopefully you do this.
Today is
15,
2/15.
the day after Valentine's Day.
Aw.
We're re-signing a document we already signed and approved.
Yep.
I call it useless bureaucracy.
Thank you.
Is that the
All right.
engagement letter?
It's a contract with to house the Stratford,
Okay.
Stafford, what is it?
Stratford.
Stratford. I always get it wrong. Stratford County.
All right, then I don't know if you want to do this, but this is the updated budget as of 9/11 this morning when it printed off. And I've added a column. Here, I'll just show you. So this is what the delegation has. This is what they got on December 9th.
Okay.
Public budget hearing, so that's the original. And then the one that I'm giving you this morning is a revised requested, and it also has the up-to-date February as of February 13th, the up-to-date December 31 numbers, which they didn't have the benefit of that previously. Just as a reference, this is what they'll be going by today.
Yay.
So I don't know if you want to just go through and talk about the yellows. There are
Quite a few.
a number of requested changes in the magenta and yellow. So, again, you just want to go through it real quick? I just don't want you to be caught off guard or have any surprises.
Yes, I want you to go through it real quick, because he's not listening to me.
No, I am, I'm reading.
All right, so the county convention budget, there's no requested change. The county attorney's budget has 2 requested changes and a new bottom line, and those are for recalculation of the propane and electric, so hopefully we don't go over again in '25.
Okay.
Victim services, there's no change. Sorry, did you have a question?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No change in victim witness. The commissioners, there are several requested changes to salary, payroll expenses, and electricity and propane, even those aren't in magenta. I apologize.
Shocking.
Put a little star there, circle them. Can we keep going?
Yep.
All right, in finance, there are also changes in the payroll, the salary lines, payroll expenses, electricity and propane, and a reduction in the travel budget, given the projected travel needs in '25 versus '24, for a new bottom line increase of about $10,000. Treasurer, there's no change. HR, again, some, sorry, I need to get better with my colors. There's a change in the 009 salary and then the related payroll expenses. Registry of Deeds, propane and electric increase. In county facilities, Director Murray is requesting, so one of his employees is retiring this year in the early fall, and he's hoping to have a 1-month overlap, so the new person coming in could train with the one that's retiring. So there's a slight increase requested in the payroll lines. And an increase in a reduction in the electricity for the annex slightly, and a reduction in propane for the annex. There's an increase in county facilities in the maintenance line, $3,000, and that's because we had to install additional electric in the vault for the IT servers, and that happened in January. And then I put in a reduction in the property tax for the county, because we only paid $43.31 in '24, and which was half, so I reduced that a little. IT, there's no changes yet, but that one's not being considered today. That's being done by the IT subcommittee.
What page are you
8.
on? Way ahead.
Now I'm on.
So what do we, I'm sorry, repeat that again?
So on IT, I just didn't do anything
Okay.
because we're still working with the IT subcommittee on a recommendation, and the executive committee is not supposed to be reviewing IT today because of that. Okay? So
Good.
we're square there for now.
Good.
The sheriff's department on page 9, he requested a $40,000 reduction in details. And then there's a slight increase, well, there's a pretty good increase actually in electricity and propane. But then overall, his budget actually reduces. There's no change in dispatch. There's a ton of changes in, well, ton, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Go back to details.
Sure.
Melissa, what did we do with details?
He asked that it be reduced $40,000 in the expense and in his revenue line. So I made that adjustment. I'm sure he can speak to that today.
Okay.
Why he did that.
Why did it go to 120,000? I must be missing something here.
Yeah, I don't know why it was proposed at 120.
versus, was the budget actually 15,000?
It was 15 last year, ended up being 32. He's gonna have to speak to that. I know that
Okay,
details are offset by revenue completely, so,
right.
or mostly, I'm sorry, not completely. I'll leave it to him. Dispatch didn't change. Corrections has a lot of adjustments. After the superintendent just reviewed his personnel schedule and found some errors, and he didn't want to fall under budget again, plus the electric and propane were under budgeted by
So
about...
so both the sheriff's department and dispatch have the new contract number? Have the new-
Yes, the contract's been
Contract
worked in
numbers in
here,
here.
yeah. The executive committee is supposed to ratify his contract today. They didn't do it last time, because they
Okay.
had follow-up questions.
Okay.
All right.
Are you kidding me?
So the main jump in the House of Corrections is an additional 42,000 for utilities, electric and propane, because they were under budgeted by about $60,000 this year in '24. So let me know if I have any questions. DPW.
So the budget's going, so it's going
It's going up. It's,
going up almost $800,000.
so for the House of Corrections, yes, yeah, from last year.
Why are we funding the neck and Wolfboro? Sorry, I jumped way
Yeah,
ahead.
we have-
Because,
okay.
no, don't, we have the answer, I have the answer to that, but hang on a second.
Okay.
So so corrections,
Yeah. Did you have any other questions about it, other than it's jumped quite a bit, and Brian's gonna have to speak to that.
when, their contract's coming up too, correct? Is it this year?
Theirs will be negotiated this year.
When's it start, April?
So the
No, it can't.
negotiations usually
Yeah.
start in the summertime.
Right, but the contract itself doesn't start till next year.
So their contract, their new contract will start in '26, April 1st.
Right.
Yep.
There's 3 contracts and they go,
I understand.
okay.
Yep.
I didn't know if you were away. Oh, yeah, you were on the delegation. Is this too early for you?
No.
Did a little reading before you took the job, right?
Okay,
And
go
maybe
ahead.
you want to talk to the superintendent before the meeting. because-
Yes,
yeah.
continue on.
Department of Public Works, main thing, is propane, electric. And as you know, we've had some issues with the sewer system. You'll see those, a request in capital when we get to that. All right.
Sweet Jesus.
Human Services doesn't change.
Why, okay,
Oh,
is
sorry.
Bob, we should talk to Bob.
Bob's here, yep. Everyone is
Well, he's
I'm
only got,
expecting all of
he
them.
only has, why did he drop down the maintenance and equipment repairs? Is that money in another line? The budget last year was 34,000 for maintenance, repairs, and equipment was 16,000. And he's only got 8,700 this year.
Yeah, you'll have to ask him. I wasn't involved in the budget.
We didn't give any money to protect puppies. That's just.
Okay, I'm sure there's a reason.
No, there's
I just
not.
don't know what, I just don't know what it is. Okay, continue on.
BEAS, the county
Yeah.
appropriations, those don't change. The regional appropriations, the regional subcommittee is supposed to bring their full recommendation to
Call a
the...
recess.
Can we recess for several seconds,
Yeah.
several minutes? We
10:40
shall recess.
10:47.
I can't breathe. And I might like him.
So at what point?
I apologize, Mr. Chairman. I'm on the downside of a cold and I get stuffed up easily.
That's quite all right. We need our commissioner's selfie
10:50.
and breathing.
I mean, I was sitting here mouth breathing after about a time, but all right, I got to this.
We're back in business.
I was just telling him they're not covering the nonprofits today. That happens at the full delegation.
Right.
So,
I still have questions.
I'm sure you do.
Well,
so-
you did ask a question, and I had the answer.
Well, the Nick in Wolfboro.
That was put back in by the,
How long have we been supporting them?
we didn't support them with any money last year. And they came to the delegation subcommittee, and they approved putting 25,000 back in. But
All right. What use do we have of the Nick at the county? Why is this important?
I heard that-
I mean, I love the Nick, don't get me wrong, but
I heard
why
that-
are we giving them money?
Yeah, we'll have to ask those guys. We, the commissioners, did not approve that.
I'd rather give money to the Humane Society.
Well, at any rate, that's what you'll have that, you'll be able to ask that question, I guess. Or they'll be able to answer the question when they go through it at the delegation.
Representative McDonald is the chair of the subcommittee, and he's on the executive, so he'll be here today if you wanted to
I saw him on his way to Dunkin' Donuts this morning.
ask him, so.
All
All
right.
right.
Continue on, Melissa.
Okay. Long-term debt, interest expense, those don't change, and then we get to capital 4901 on page 15.
Huh.
We have a request for an additional 68,680 from the DPW director for wastewater facility equipment repair and upgrades. It's here. And then we're on to the transfer expense to the non-capital. It was at 190 proposed. That's been reduced to 100,000. There's an explanation in the original budget narrative that went out.
I never knew we had a wheelchair voucher.
Yes, we do.
The explanation in the narrative for that capital reserve was, we are projecting that we will end the year with a $50,000 cash on hand. With year-end figures, we hope to reduce this recommendation to 100,000 during the delegation.
This is 090?
Yes. No, 089.
089,
Yep.
okay.
So I had the staff accountant check, and we do in fact have that almost 50,000.
50,000.
So I reduced it to 100 from 190.
Where'd the other 40 come from?
It's just what's left in there. That's a reserve that we use for accrued payouts, so when a long-time employee leaves, then you have to pay them out their earned time, benefit, whatever.
Oh, I got, okay. But it was 190, we took off less 50 is 140, so how does it go from, how does it go from 190 to 100?
So in here, she says, if we have $50,000 left at the end of the year, reduce that to 100, so that's what I did.
Okay,
So it still keeps us at the 150 we're trying to maintain.
okay.
So, all right.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
I said it backwards, sorry. All right. So at the end, we're about, I don't have a calculation there, but about $173,000 increased in the general fund budget request overall. Most of that's the jail. It's like 164 in the jail.
It's always jail.
Right, and then Mountain View Community. Under the administration budget, the administrator is requesting that we more accurately reflect a budget for bad debt.
Yes.
So he's asking for the revised amount to be 288,000 instead of 36,000, so that's the increase in admin. There's no change to dietary. He's requesting an increase in the salaries for LNAs and MNAs in the nursing. So that increases that bottom line. In facilities, 4414, electricity and propane again. And then no changes to physicians, physical therapy, rec, social services. We get down to special services, 4419, and those are the administrator's requests to increase those budget items. And then your grand totals are on the last page, which is not numbered, which should be page 22.
I forget what Rich told me, but the bad debt, there's always bad debt to write off. And I don't know, I don't know why it didn't show on the line.
I don't know. I saw some back and forth emails there was conversation, but
But it's not like all of a sudden we're adding $280,000, because there was bad debt.
there is bad debt there, and how
Right.
do you account for it?
They had it in another spot, which Rich will probably explain or our staff accountant can explain.
Okay, so in the one that they oh, wait, I don't want to lose track of this. Going back to county facilities, while you stepped out, Bob Murray brought this in.
You just sneak by me.
Sorry.
Did he leave? He left.
He's here in the building somewhere. I can get it for you.
So we're saying goodbye to it, no one else will get rid of it.
All right. So on page 841, under the county facilities budget, he's asking to add an additional $86.50 to that line,
86,000.
$8,650.
Which line? No,
To 078901, generator admin building. I don't know if you remembered, we had a generator. We had to bring in a temporary generator while we fixed a problem
Yes.
with our generator, and these bills all occurred in January. So we need to add an additional $8,650 to that.
Was that the panel? No.
No. That's another one.
Was that for
That's a
this?
different one.
Or is that for this building, or that building?
That was
This
for
building?
the admin building. Mhm.
No.
Just get
Which
you-
line was that again, Melissa? For the,
Generator admin building on page 8.
yeah.
It's 4195, 078
901.
901. Yep, I'm just gonna get you a new total here, make sure
Do you need a motion on that?
I don't, do you guys want,
I don't think so.
Yeah, do it anyways.
okay.
All right.
I move.
Second, well, you should say it again. We're going to increase the 078.901 generator admin building line from 6440 to 86,
To 15,090.
15,090.
So moved.
090. Second, all in favor? Aye.
So that-
Better safe than sorry, instead of being called back saying, you had to do a motion on it.
so that-
15,090.
Yep, so that changes the county facility bottom line to 275082.
Oh, they sent us pictures. I have no idea what I'm looking at, but it's nice picture.
And I'm sure it will change and it'll change again, but,
See if you can you track Bob down?
yeah, yeah. I just
When you
wanna
get a second, yeah.
add it to the bottom line while I'm thinking of it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, 15090 plus 23280 117. So the new bottom line on page 16 for the general fund,
All right.
yep,
Go ahead.
is 23,295,207.
Yep.
All right, so then in the packet that they got back in November, or December,
Yep.
there's a revenue on top of that one,
On top of which, one?
on the 1126 packet.
Yeah, revenue's on top.
I have time before the delegation meets to go print an updated one of these for you with the actuals for December 31st.
Okay, good. Okay.
So I will do that. The only thing I do want to point out is on the second page of the revenue, near the top, there's interest expense. Is that the one?
Second page of revenue, yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where it is.
It's about 5 lines down.
That's not the one, never mind.
Okay?
I'll print you a fresh one. Essentially, there's a $200,000 error in the revenue, showing the nursing home taking $100,000 more than they're anticipating in interest income, so I gotta fix that for you.
Go forth and fix.
So I will get Bob, and
I'm looking at this, something we were looking at.
so you got your capital.
Yep.
This is the narrative that went out with at the budget hearing back in December. If you don't have that. Just trying to give you whatever I have that might be useful today.
Not just any lawnmower, but a John Deere commercial lawnmower. $12,000 clothes washer, holy smokes.
Nothing is cheap. I was looking for something you
That
want, I can't
helps
find
anyone
it.
today.
I've already read it. Oh, this is
That's a different
13.
one. That's the, I don't know, Commissioner McGee had that question at one point.
Which one did I have?
The powers of the,
Best on, yeah.
just in case you need it today.
Cheat sheet, yes,
Yep.
thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, just friendly reminder if anybody needs that today.
Why do you guys put my picture on my emails?
I don't know. You can do it in Gmail. I don't know how you do it otherwise.
Why is this here with us now?
Okay. I just gave it to you in case you need it today. Okay, go ahead. Just add it to your file. All right. I'll run over to the office and hopefully
We'll see you in a bit.
technology works and all's good.
Bring a hammer with you.
All right, we'll take a short recess.
So we,
11:02.
Not finding what I wanted to ask him.
Are you coming out to talk about?
In a minute, okay.
he needs a minute.
We can figure out.
I have all day.
I know.
Well, they
I
voted
don't
to
want it to
add
be
that generator stuff to your line.
Thank you.
Yep.
More power.
And you got my message about the electricity. I just put it in there instead of IT.
Yes,
Okay.
and guess what showed up this morning? Literally this morning.
Oh, so it's not 3,000.
It's not 3,000.
2,000. Okay, thank you. Yep.
You can put us back on it.
11:03.
11:03. Well, there was a line in here on equipment where it was significantly less than this year for '24. And for some reason, I can't find it.
Was it in Bob's or was it in Will's?
Maybe it was DPW.
Yeah.
That was Bob.
I tried to explain to him, but I can't.
That was Bob's.
Let me see.
There's equipment and maintenance line. It was. I'll find it here.
Okay.
Did you say it went down?
No, yes, it was significantly less than this year, I thought.
That wouldn't have
That's a
been
lot
me.
of logic.
It wouldn't have been you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Motel room.
That doesn't sound familiar?
No.
Oh, is that
In
for-
that
is it-
month.
is that
Sorry.
for the-
Probably the delegation time.
So Bob,
It
how's your
is,
day going?
Wonderful. So
It's
current-
in DPW. It's in, on page 13, near the bottom.
Yeah, that was where it was.
Yeah, it's DPW, maintenance, repairs, and equipment repairs, 81 and 82.
I'm sorry, Director Murray.
You don't have to apologize. You all set?
They're all, we're all set. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Cancel and Tuesday too.
Oh,
I'm here if you need me.
Thank you.
I can't get out of it.
and then you're gone. for-
Yep, so I'll use my signature stamp or whatever, and
Okay,
you get a break.
take a break. To catch up? Okay, all right.
Yeah,
again,
going
I'll-
back, okay, we'll
yeah.
go into recess again. We're good for a while.
11:05.
I should have something else.
I wasn't paying attention to you.
Okay.
I was talking to